Hi, friends. Welcome back to Some Days Here. Today, I'm sitting with Sean again, and we're talking about something every couple experiences, but no one really prepares you for: how communication in a marriage changes as you change. The things we wish we knew in our 20s, the wake-up call we got in our 30s, and what we're finally getting right, most of the time anyways, in our 40s.
Basically, all the stuff that we assumed we were doing well and we're not.
Our hope is that wherever you are, rebuilding, struggling, or thriving, this conversation helps you feel seen, understood, and a little less alone. Our 20s were chaos. Beautiful, overwhelming chaos. And honestly, it all began before our 20s even started. Sean and I met in high school. We were those inseparable kids, always together, always laughing, always imagining what life could look like someday. And then, right before graduation, we found out we were pregnant.
That shifted everything instantly.
We went from planning prom to planning a life. From thinking about graduation parties to thinking about diapers, rent, and whether two teenagers should get married. We were scared. We were in love, and we were suddenly making adult decisions with teenage emotional tools and zero communication skills.
Looking back, it makes so much sense why everything felt so big. We were kids trying to build a future overnight.
And communication for us wasn't communication, it was just reacting, surviving, and guessing what the other person needed and usually getting it wrong. I didn't know how to ask for help without feeling like a burden. I think there's a lot of us that feel that way. You didn't know how to let anyone in. And we both assumed the other person should just know.
I thought being strong meant keeping quiet and silence, not complaining, not asking for anything, just holding everything in.
And I talked a lot, but not about the things that actually mattered. Not about the fear, not about how overwhelmed I was, or how alone I sometimes felt trying to hold it all together. When you look back at those early years, us being teenagers, trying to raise a baby, what's something you wish you would have said out loud back then, but didn't know how to say?
I honestly didn't know what I needed from a relationship. I really didn't have any serious relationships like that at that point. I didn't even know what my love languages were. That I needed affirmation, that I needed touch, or all of those things, and it felt selfish to ask about it, and I didn't know that was okay,
Yeah.
and that's what I should do.
So the inability to ask for things really
Right.
was something. Yeah. For me, I think I always felt like I had to carry all my fear quietly. I wasn't really sure how to say I need you without feeling guilty because you were already carrying so much in our lives of, trying to go to school and working and, I just felt like I should have had it all together. Like I should have just been able to do it all and not need anything. And if I could go back to those versions of us, those scared kids trying to be parents, I'd tell them, you're not supposed to know how to do this just yet. You learn communication with time, grace, and a lot of trial and error.
And I'd tell us that strength is not silence. You can't build a life with someone if you never let them see or know what's going inside of you.
Yeah, that's true. Our 30s were a completely different kind of hard. Not chaotic, kind of heavy. Everything got bigger: kids, careers, schedules, bills, expectations. And without meaning to, we drifted. There were years where it felt like we lived parallel lives, connected by logistics, but missing each other emotionally.
Right. I honestly felt like everything became, at times, a scoreboard. Who was doing more, who was more tired, who was dropping the ball, just one-upping one another. And it wasn't because we didn't care, but we were stretched really thin at that point.
Yeah. Exhausted people, they don't communicate well. They shut down, they push things aside, they say, "I'm fine," when they're not even close to fine. And you could ask Sean how much he loves when I say, "I'm fine."
I get scared when you say I'm fine.
Yeah.
I thought staying quiet meant keeping the peace, but I didn't realize the quietness was creating a distance, and that was felt every day.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that my attempts to reach for closeness sounded like criticism, not vulnerability. And I want to pause here and say something really important, because I never want our story to be misunderstood. Marriage is a choice for both people. Healthy communication should never require you to tolerate harm. You can grow together if both people are willing, if both people are kind, if both people show love and live love. Love should never hurt you. But if you're being hurt, dismissed, or you ever feel unsafe, you do not owe anyone staying. And this is me speaking as a therapist who has worked with domestic violence survivors. I think it is very important that I put that out there. And some relationships, they can be repaired, right? And some are absolutely not meant to be fixed, especially if fixing them is going to break you or harm you. If we could talk to our 30-something selves, we'd say, stop waiting for big blow-ups to talk about small hurts. Busy seasons require more intentional connection, not less. You aren't against each other. You are against the problem, and you're overwhelmed.
And love isn't something you lose, it's something that you stop practicing. And the good news is you can start practicing if both people want to be there and show up.
Absolutely. Our 40s have been surprisingly healing. Hard, yes, but healing. Grief changed us. Starting over in California changed us. Life humbled us enough to talk differently. We didn't have the luxury of avoidance anymore. We had to actually say things that we used to swallow.
Losing people and losing a place, it changes the way that you communicate. You stop pretending, and all you have is each other, and you start telling the truth sooner.
We became gentler with each other, more curious, more honest, less defensive, for sure. We started saying things like, "I'm scared," usually me. "I need help. I didn't handle that well." Or, "I'm trying." If we go all the way back to when we found out we were pregnant and then debating whether we should get married, do you remember the moment you realized, okay, I'm choosing her, I'm choosing this, even if I'm scared? What made you choose us?
I don't think I could say it's just a moment per se.
Okay.
I'm a little more analytical in that I feel more comfortable through time and with plans.
Yeah.
So, I felt confident about becoming engaged, but then we also didn't rush to get married. And to me, it felt like if we can get through this time together, then we want to make it work. And we weren't rushing just to get married. It was really because we wanted to be together.
Yeah, I hear that. Okay. And for me, I think about how close we've come to not making it. Do you ever think about that? And what shifted for you that always made you stay?
I just couldn't picture my life without you. Just having that rock and that person always there. And I mean, it was brought up at certain times that maybe we weren't meant to be together and we're forcing something. But I just wanted to make it work. And I knew there was a lot of good there. And if we just push through the hard times and really the things that I think we didn't have full control over, and then we tended to blame one another on, and knowing it wasn't you that was causing all these things.
Yeah. I think for me, it was always, you were my best friend. And like, there's nobody in the world that I would ever want to go to with something big or small. And even in like the hardest moments, even when we were at our, like, not our best in communicating or, even liking each other some days, right? Like, you were still the first person I wanted to go to with something. And I always knew that would be met with, either you supporting me or cheering me on or just letting me feel whatever it was that I was feeling. And I think that's why our 40s feel even more different. We're choosing each other now with intention and not fear. We use a lot more clarity, not assumptions. We talk about a lot more things and name things. And I think a little bit more maturity and a little bit less survival mode than when we were younger. And, here are a few tools that any couple can use in any season. 1, the 10-minute touch-in. So basically, sit down, talk about your day. What worked together today? Like, how, thanks for this support, or thanks for doing that, or this is, something I need from you tomorrow. What didn't work? Like, oh, you left the milk in the fridge. On the counter today, right? Like, just, small things, big things, whatever, but touching base. And then again, like, what do you need tomorrow? Like, making sure we're setting up our next day for the best that we can, going over schedules, things like that. You want to do the next one?
Sure. The second tip or practical tool is the pause rule. When emotions spike, pause. Be careful what you might say. Return curious. So I'm curious what you meant by that.
Yeah.
Versus just reacting.
Yeah, the pause is an important part, especially if you're not going to be stepping back into that moment as your best self. Taking that time is important. Assume good intent. Most mistakes are due to lack of skill, not lack of love.
Stop mind reading. Say the thing, get out loud, and make it clear. We're not psychics, we're not mind readers, and we get it wrong most of the time.
Gratitude is communication. At the end of the day, naming one thing your partner did that helped you is so important. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to know that what they're doing matters to somebody else.
Those little things add up faster than you think.
Absolutely, they do. Wherever you are, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, or beyond, you're not supposed to have communication figured out in one day. It's something you learn. It is something you grow into. It is something you can choose to rebuild at any point, and will probably have to be rebuilt over and over as you grow and change as individuals in your marriage. When both people are willing, and it's healthy to do so.
And if we can figure out a lot of things after everything we've been through, we know you can too.
Thank you for being here, and we will see you in the next episode.